And had technical difficulties, everybody. So yeah, my little doggy decided to pop in here. Some reason my mic got on mute. So what are we talking about tonight, Fraggle? Huh? Tell everybody. Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. That's right. So that being said, yeah, so Ricky forgot to unmute his mic. So that being said, we're going to get right on into it. Yeah, Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. I know a lot of people like to hear the stories about it, so here we are again. Tonight I'm going to kind of cover it all in details from about the time where, you know, I first heard of the hospital all the way up to the point now. All the experiences and everything. So let's make sure everything is running. Can everybody hear me? Let me see some hearts in the chat. All right. There we go. Cool. All right. What's going on, Krista? Really, Scott? No. Well, it's opposite day, so you just said yes. So, neener. So, what's up, Dawn? How's it going? What's up, everybody? Scott, I gotta give Scott a shout out. T-Dog, Terry. What's going on, y'all? How's everybody's night going? All right, so let's dive into it. So, Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. I never heard of it until 2017, surprisingly. And the crazy thing is, oh, Jason! Jason's in here. Chupapi muñoño. It's a little joke we got going on. So, I did not hear about Old South Pittsburgh Hospital until 2017, July of 2017. When I heard about it, it was briefly discussed, and I knew it was a hospital, of course, but it was old, abandoned, it was falling apart, and all that good stuff. Not really good stuff, but it had ghosts, you know, hauntings. I got the honor to hear EVPs and stuff from there before I went, and I was like, okay, this is real, and this is going to be the real deal. So, long story short, we ended up getting to go there. We spent literally 5 days, 4 nights. Oh, Don, we'll make it happen. We'll make that happen. I'd love to have you and Jason down there with us. That would be fantastic. So I already knew from the start. Let me let the pup out. Go ahead. I knew from the start they had some activity. Everything, like I said, from disembodied voices, residual, intelligent. Little did I know what the building really had in store for me. What's going on, Steven? How's it going, brother? So I'll never forget the first day we pull up to this big old looking, creepy looking old hospital, pink, you know, kind of had a tan tone to it. It was just, it looked huge. That was the biggest building that I've ever investigated at that point in time. And I was pumped. I was like, oh my God, this place is massive. Neither. The bathroom's actually right there on the other side of this door. This is like my wall. I have a really tiny apartment, so the rooms are kind of small, Scott. But yeah, everything's like crammed. Got like my amp and stuff behind me, all sorts. It's just clutter. But yeah, so we pull up to the building, and I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. But then we didn't pull into the front. I'm like, okay. So we went around the back. We pull into the emergency side, and it is just terrible, like overgrown and everything. It had a creep factor to it. It was like, okay. So they opened the doors for the ER, and we got in. We had the key and everything. Oh, yeah. Chris, that's probably why, because I'm dual streaming. I'm dual streaming to the Facebook page and the YouTube page at the same time, so the chat's probably going to be a little funky, but I'm going to figure out how to do the stream a little better. But but I'll never forget, like, the second we opened the doors and stepped in and into the building, it had the weird ominous feeling to it, and I'll never forget seeing the car right there in the ER in the crossroads of Tri-City. Crazy. Just, it's crazy. But the smell of the black mold and everything like that, it was horrendous compared to what the building is now, but we'll get to that. So, like I said, black mold, mildew, water everywhere. I mean, this building was, in dire need of being rescued. And so, like I said, ended up spending 5 nights, 4 days there, and each and every day was crazy. I'll never forget. I think my first, besides feeling watched and, possibly hearing a couple of audible voices, because we were talking a lot when we got there, we had to go turn power on. It was literally finding your way in a dark maze. Not to mention the July heat in Tennessee is pretty gnarly. So it's real sticky. And hey, Ethan, don't apologize, bro. Like you said, you know where to find it later, man. If you can't watch it tonight, no worries, dude. But so it was real sticky in there, and I'll never forget. I literally spent those the whole time I was there, even with cold shower. That's all we had was like a cold shower, one shower that worked. It was miserable. Stinky, just nasty, swamp ass waiting to, well, it did happen. So I'll never forget my first experience was I was walking from the nurse's station to go back to the room that night, and I heard the 3rd floor doors slamming. And for those of you that want a general idea of what it sounds like, shout out to Tim Cummer's camera placement. Last time he's down there with me, we went to lunch. He put his camera up. So this is kind of what it sounded like, but a little bit louder when I heard it. And that was actually caught. Nobody was in the building. The building was locked down. So yeah, just imagine that, but it was a lot louder. It was more violent. That was more like somebody just shutting the door, I was immediately blown away. I was like, okay, who the hell is up there on the 3rd floor? So what did we do? Took off to the 3rd floor, did a full sweep of the 3rd floor. Nobody was up there. So I was like, okay, and it actually started happening more throughout the night during the time we were trying to sleep. Also, it sounded like just people running around like crazy up there, like gurneys. And people said gurneys, but what I heard was just like somebody running and just a lot of slamming. There's been all sorts of claims on that 3rd floor. It's calmed down to me personally the last several times that I've been there than it was when I was there the first time. But pretty much the 3rd floor was intense as hell. That the first time I ever went there. I'd have to say my second experience was just audible voices. Like somebody's literally in the same room with you, like talking like this, but at a distance, or sometimes, it was in your ear. Just the amount of audible voices that I was hearing is just mind blowing. And I'm like, oh my God, I was confused. I'm like, is this real? I mean, I knew it was real, but I was on that, what I call the 50-50 parallel of it, yeah, you got paranormal activity, but are you crazy? Absolutely. Just funky. Oh my gosh. Terry says, I swear my sweat. I just had to say swear to be a butthead. Butt off a few weeks ago there. Yeah, and just like Steven said, South Pittsburgh has its own type of heat. It does. Very. It's because it's right there, I guess, in that mountain area, and you just get hit with boom, boom, boom. It's miserable. So that's what's crazy. The funny thing, I'll never forget was actually seeing a door shut on somebody, and not just shut, it kind of slammed, and a grown man going from a deep voice to a high-pitched squeal and then taking off down the hall. I'll never forget it. Literally standing there and the door just boom, and he's just gone. Out of the way, just gone. So it was pretty interesting to see that happen, and they actually caught it on video. And then I'm just trying to wrap things to make it go a little bit faster. There were so many things, like I said, main things that always happen there are the audible disembodied voices, the doors shutting or slamming, residual sounds of, gurneys and stuff, walking. Let's go to my second experience. I'm all over the place with it, so I don't want to forget this. So I went to sleep. This was at the time when you could sleep in the building, and it was a lot more dangerous than it is now, which is funny. But we were sleeping, and I'll never forget it. The story is one of the members had to go back to Georgia, because this is when I lived in Georgia, because they forgot a medicine that they had to have. So at the time, it left myself, my friend, another one of my friends, and her husband, and another one of my friends. So there was like maybe 5 or 6 people total in the hospital at this time. And, we already knew the situation. They were going to go get the medicine, come back, and, we thought they were going, and they're coming right back, because it really wasn't that far of a drive. It was like 3.5 hours. So the crazy thing was, I get awakened. Well, I was awoken, or whatever you want to say. Fancy. I'm not going to be fancy tonight. I became awoke, if we want to be fancy, around 6 a.m. and to commotion in the hallway, full sentences talking, like somebody, people just talking, walking, all sorts of noise. It's like, okay, oh cool, they're back. Let me get see how the trip was. Boom, I go get up, go open the door. The hallway is pitch black. There's no light coming in. So I'm just sitting here like, okay, what the hell just happened? Jason, you got a question, bro? I'm going to read it. Do they allow full overnight lockdown investigations, or do you have to leave at a certain time? So your overnight investigation will start at 6 p.m. and it will last until 4 a.m. The reason being is, I think it's 6. Yeah, that sounds right. 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. The reason being right now, due to fire code and the fire marshals, it still is not safe to actually have people sleeping there. But it is technically still a full overnight lockdown. So 4 a.m. is typically the end time for it. But believe me, 10 hours in that location is amazing. So yes, it was confirmed 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. At the time when you rent the building out, it will be on site. The volunteers, whoever's scheduled to volunteer that night, they'll be there to assist you if you need anything. Typically, we stay out of the way unless you ask us to investigate. But majority of the time, we are in the staff room, minding our own. We have walkie-talkies we give you. That way, there's constant communication, and we'll pop in and out just to help, keep tabs on the building, because sometimes, just to make sure nobody's trying to get in from the outside, basically. And no, it's not bad at all, Don. And the price is for the full overnight from the 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. is $600 plus tax. So you're looking like $655-ish with the tax, which is, cheaper than Waverly, cheaper than most of these places, and you have 10 full hours. You take other locations, for instance, say, Bobby Mackey's or, the other places like that. You're paying $600 for 4 hours or something like that, or even more. So you can't really beat it. 10 full hours. You get free room, the whole building. So all the places that are open, there's a couple spots that we do have shut off because it is a complete safety hazard, dangerous. But other than that, I mean, you pretty much have full roam. Very, very cool. Like I said, you'll have the staff on hand if you need anything, history, whatever it may be, we'll be there. So yeah, back to where did I leave off? Hang on, let me make sure I did not miss anybody. Oh no, Terry, I think the hide and seek, Tim's going to be up there in New York as well for that. Krista, we actually have bathrooms at Old South. So there's a couple different ones. We have one that's kind of they're pretty much what I call the staff hallway, the main like the ICU nurses station area. There's a bathroom there, and there's like a couple other ones. So there are, and there's also one on the bottom floor as well, first and second floor, right there. There's 2 bathrooms. So yep. So yeah. And I'm telling you, the building, I'll get up to it and talk about, because like where I was in the story, so the building, when I went there, was completely trashed, falling down. I mean, just begging to be, tore down. And now it's just, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So back to the story where I was sitting there with the experience of hearing what I later found out that could have been residual staff change, shift change. Very, very cool. Oh my God, I made poopies at OSPH. Really, Tim? That's funny. So that's when I knew that was the first night. That was the first full night I was there. I knew. I was like, okay, I'm not losing my mind. Something crazy going on. But like I said, it was mainly a lot of, disembodied voices, doors slamming, noises, stuff moving. The most bizarre thing I experienced, besides the elevator, everybody knows the infamous elevator experience, which we're getting close to. We had set a bunch of stationary recorders throughout the whole entire bottom floor, not bottom floor, through Tri-City area. So throughout the whole entire stretch. And each and every one of them had fresh, brand new batteries. This is what's weird. They stopped at like 1846 or something like that. Each and every one, 18 minutes, 46 seconds on the dot. So I don't know. I don't know how each and every, get up there. Each and every, she's been doing this all day. Puppy, in and out, huh? We're going to do in and out? Yeah. Get up there. She don't want to miss the show. So every single one of them, 18 minutes, 46 seconds or something like that. Yes, exactly. No Mexican before an investigation. Exactly. So again, I was like, okay, that's weird. That same very hallway, or that very same hallway, I actually saw the most solid full-bodied apparition I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Absolutely no transparency to it at all, whatsoever. I turned around and I literally saw an elderly man with gray hair wearing a dark, it was a sweatshirt with a dark stripe across. Lo and behold, we'll fast forward here. I was talking to Ronnie a few years ago, and I told him about the story. And about a week before I told him the story, they actually saw somebody that matched that description sitting in the couch, or one of the couches or chairs in the ER. They thought they were going to have to call the cops because it was so solid. They thought they were going to, they had an intruder. Absolutely crazy. And now, you going to go again? Go again? Go ahead. I'm sure she'll be back. But, that being said, I was shell shocked. I was just like, okay, it's either I just saw full bodied apparition, or the black mold's getting to me, or I've just lost my mind. So at this point, I was like, holy crap. But then again, it's like, it was so vivid and so like detailed and real. I don't know. I absolutely don't know what I saw besides a full-bodied apparition of an elderly man. Let me make sure. What's up, Chris? How's it going, brother? Look at Terry trying to be all nice to you after she scared the crap out of you, man. Terry. Phil, that's a tough one, brother. What is my favorite spot in there? It all depends on what the building has to offer that night. I love the whole entire building. As of late, it's mainly been the nurses station and Tri-City. I just have more experiences in that area. Nurses station, if I had to choose one, it would definitely be my top because that's where I've had most of my experiences. The nurses station is very, very active. And it's insane. Which I'll get to here in a second. Oh my God. Here we go. Yeah, Terry be scaring people and make people want to make poopies. That's what Terry does. Just comes out and just scares them. It scares everybody. But no, like it the nurses station, man. If I have to choose one, that's going to be my personal. Yeah, Tri-City is a whole nother monster by itself, but nurses station, it would have to be my most favorite spot. But yeah, let's see what else. Another really cool experience. The night that they got back and we're setting up everything, we were up setting DVR cameras, and on the third floor is when I had the experience of that entity that likes to run around up there and charge. Not necessarily charge. I think it's just residual energy of like a code blue or something like that, or something going down in the OR or something. I don't know. Just it barrels. I'm gone, and I mean, my arm hairs. I had goosebumps. Everything was just standing up. Absolutely crazy. I do have a couple EVPs that I'm gonna play for everybody. They're more recent. I'm gonna have to go through several other hours of audio, which I still haven't done from just the last time I was there running a stationary recorder. Oh my God, yes. Steven says, when we were sitting at second nurses station that night, we heard everything going on. Holy crap. Especially the public event, man. I will never forget that. The 17 years that I've been doing this, that is the most intelligent communication I've ever experienced with actual knocking. And this is something you would see out of a movie or think, in a dream or something. That is the only way I can explain it. The fact that it actually made communication. We are asking it to knock. It knocked. And not only did it knock down the hall, it came behind me on the other side of the wall and actually knocked. And I felt the knocking come from behind me to the point where I jump up. And that's like, holy shit, that literally was like right behind me. Absolutely just mind-blowing. But yeah, nurses stations always just, and even when we're just sitting there during the daytime, talking, all that, I mean, people walking up on us, you can do all sorts of movement. It absolutely crazy. But yeah, that one night, that's when I got overwhelmed. Oh my God, yeah, this is another crazy experience we're about to talk about as well. So as of recent, my last trip down there, we were with a group, and Terry, we were going through different people to see if we were what results we were getting, to see if anything was similar with the Estes method, which, of course, the Estes method in the body box is just it blows you away. But yeah. Terry was sitting there with headphones on, and something was knocking, and she didn't even hear it, but we all heard it. And I even got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm going to stand here and see if it happens again. And lo and behold, I'm standing right there, and here, boom, it's knocking on the sign. It happened like 3 times. 3 times. And I have no explanation for it, but Steven, told me today that my little friend that's we have a spirit down there named Ed. He came through this last time. Came through today. So that goes to show you, I was there like 2-3 weeks ago, and on top of that, now the fact that name's coming through again, see, I don't have an explanation for it. If you ever get an Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, you need to do the Estes method in the body box and see exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, you can't record what we're hearing through it, but if you're there constantly and, you know, all the people that are coming through, then you're getting names and stuff, you know, responses and stuff that are pretty much the same. I can't explain it. But yeah, like you said, got to give props to the headphones. What's up, Cody? How's it going, bro? But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much up to that point. The only other crazy experience I had that time, my first time there, was with the elevator. The last night we were there, last day into the night that we were there, walking up to the nurse station. Then I kind of looked out the window and was doing an EVP session in the middle of the daytime. Elevator shaft 2. If you look at it when you're at the nurse station, next time you're at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, that's where it happened. This black mass comes out of it was more like a mist when I saw it, comes out of the elevator shaft, takes form of head, shoulders, and legs, you know, darts down the hall and around the corner. Down to Tri-City. Middle of the daytime. So I was like, holy did you see that? I was like, okay, well, thank you. You know, I didn't freak out. I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, thank you. You know, I had a wicked experience. Little did I know that night when we were walking up to go to dinner, the damn elevator bell dinged. Ding! I'll never forget it. And there's no mistaking an elevator bell ding for the Facebook Messenger thing. That's what we thought it was at first, but no. 2 total different noises. So that's when, like I said, just all the, and when I was down in Jim's area back, the energy was just so dark down there. Like, not evil, but just angry. But there was a couple patients room down there, and we ended up hearing, I'm back to the disembodied voices, just hearing them like they're in the room. Absolutely crazy. So from that point, the building kind of, you know, captivated me and like drew me in because of all the paranormal activity that I experienced. And just, I know 4 days, 5 nights seems like a lot, but just that short amount of time, it definitely changed my perspective on the paranormal. And just this last visit changed my perspective again on the paranormal, just confirmed it. So I was so sad because I knew the building was seeing the end and blah, 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 blah. Long story short, what happened there, ended up turning hands. Ronnie D actually bought the building, and I am so glad he got it because now we have the biggest family at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, and everybody on the staff, you know, is pretty much hand selected, and the building kind of chooses you, and who it wants. And I'm all the way in Indiana. You know, now, even when I live in Georgia, I never in a million years thought I'd have, you know, the opportunity of being, you know, a volunteer at my most favorite location that I've ever investigated. And here I am. But no, everybody has a passion for the building, the history. And, you know, we take care of Lady O. That's what we call her. We cherish her. You know, we put a lot of hard work into it. And shout out to the ones that can be there all the time, you know, that live closer. You know, the public, you know, I wish you guys could see and what goes in, you know, we're not just walking around a haunted building and investigating. No, we have our duties, we have our responsibilities, and there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes in to that building to keep the building what it is now. And I can't remember how many tons of stuff that they pulled out, like actual weight tons of garbage and stuff back when Ronnie first got the building. They literally gutted it. And if you could just see how it was before and see it is now, we have people on our staff that, you know, were patients there and can remember, you know, what the building looked like and stuff. And then we've also had people that, came in. I don't know if everybody heard the story. I love hearing Ronnie tell the story and the people that were there, because it's such an awesome, funny, but heartwarming story. So back in the old history, Art, the maintenance guy, supposedly died in the basement of a heart attack, or that at one point I heard suicide. Long story short, oh, thank you, Terry. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, Steven, it sure does. That's for sure. It's so funny because they went to Cracker Barrel. Long story short, this guy approaches him because he saw the logo and the building on the shirt or whatever, and he's like, I asked him about the hospital, and he goes, well, I'm Art, the maintenance guy. So here you go. You're talking to somebody in that you've been hunting for all these years, supposedly. So if you go now and you look at the actual board, it says Art, the maintenance guy, not dead. Badass. Just totally badass. That's one of my favorite stories of Old South, honestly. But when he went back to the building and the building came to life, I mean, just it's insane. Chris says Saturday night was insane activity, especially bottom floor kitchen area. Ghost box going off with crazy answers, and one point where me and Josh Barbie was walking to the front door, I looked down Jim's hallway and saw what looked like a bare foot and someone wearing some striped blue jeans, but didn't see the rest of the body, just the bottom part. It was insane. I thought at first someone broke in and Josh walked over there and nothing, of course. It was just insane. Yeah, I mean, when you see that stuff there, you can never prepare for it. And it's so real. And I can't explain that the apparitions at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital are just insane compared to what you would normally see elsewhere. I've seen a little bit of everything there, from the shadow figures being transparent to solid, and just like these apparitions, solid as hell. Where you think a normal person's in the room, it's crazy. That's another thing. I mean, she just draws you in. Lady O, she knows her people basically, and the spirits know who they want. It's just surreal. But up to recent stuff. So now we're going to get into recent experiences, and I'm going to go ahead and dive on into some audio for everybody. So I'm going to give everybody about 2 minutes. Go get your headphones or earbuds. You're going to need them for this. Not all of them, but I recommend listen to them with earbuds. So if you got earbuds or headphones, get them ready to go, because I'm going to play some pretty cool audio for everybody. This certain audio that I'm about to play for you was captured in Tri-City, and it's the same voice throughout the whole entire time. At the time, I'll explain the situation while everybody's getting their stuff. Myself and T-Dog were locked down, just me and him. Everybody else was up in the staff room watching us on the DVR system. Just us by our lonesome down there for a good 45 minutes before the Tri-City Sprinter was birthed. And, Tri-City Sprinter was born that night. We'll lead up to that. But these EVPs led up to my experience. So this kind of, validates me having an experience down there, even though I didn't catch the actual experience, which is insanely weird. That's just how it is sometimes. But here we go. So, like I said, me and T-Dog down there. Daniel and Heath and Ronnie took us down there. They put us. I was put back further into Tri-City. Tim was up by the ER sign, and so yeah, here we go. I'm gonna pull these audio up. So the first one I'm gonna play for y'all is "You May Not" is what it's appearing to be saying. Tim's talking, and you'll hear a voice right before he talks. So this is how you can tell this is not Tim talking. So this will make a lot more sense when I play the other one. So check this out.
I just heard a voice. just heard a voice.
So yeah, you can hear the male talking over Tim saying, "You may not." And I heard it. I'll never forget it because I heard something before he talked, and I was like, I heard a voice. I didn't know what it was saying at the time, but as you can see, pay attention to that voice because what I'm about to play is this one's a little better of a video. It kind of explains you the whole thing, so I'll save the talking and let my previous explanation of the video take over. So here we go. What's going on, everybody? Here's another really good EVP that we caught. This is in Tri-City Pharmacy area on the other side of where this picture's taken. Just myself and Tim down there at the time. Nobody else is down there. Everybody else is accounted for, and they were up in the room where they had the DVR system set up, and they were watching us. And you're going to hear a voice talking as Tim is talking. I'm quiet throughout this whole entire time. And the first time it comes through, it appears to be saying, "Don't. I'm resting." And then after that, seconds later, it appears to be saying something similar to, "Do you help me?" Make sure you're listening with headphones or earbuds. This is a very low EVP, but I can tell you this is a legit EVP. There is nobody else down there with us. So what do you hear? So yeah, it you can see the similarities in the voices. It's the same voice 3 times, with which all that happened in the whole entire period leading up to the whole incident with me ended up being going into flight or flight mode and me hauling ass down Tri-City hallway in pitch black dark. So yeah, that would have to be probably to this day my most intense experience at a location ever, because the fact you're never ready to experience that. It just takes you by surprise. And I literally heard somebody come up, approach me, make like a grunt in my ear, and I just gone. Didn't even catch it on recorder. You got my reaction. You got me, all my equipment going, smacking the ground and stuff, and zooming down the hallway. But sometimes that's just the nature of the beast. So yeah, those are probably some of my most fond moments of Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of tell everybody what else we got going on at Old South coming up, upcoming events and whatnot. So I'm going to pull this out real quick. So the first event that's coming up very, very, very soon, we have Hide and Seek. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to have a hide and seek event at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital where you play hide and go seek in the hospital, and then you get to investigate. So yeah, that will be Saturday, July 10th, and it starts at 6 p.m. Tickets are on sale for that, so make sure you get on the website or the Haunted Old South Pittsburgh page, get those tickets. And another awesome event that's coming up, one that I can't wait for. It's going to be awesome. A weekend with the Ghost Brothers. They're coming down. They were supposed to come down last year, but due to COVID, got canceled. So that'll be Friday, August 6th at 6 p.m. as well. So yeah, pull up, pop the trunk on the Ghost, and that's gonna be a fun one. I can't wait. That one's gonna be awesome. They're all awesome though. You got it. To me, don't let the whole public investigation thing throw you off, because like this last time we had a public, it was insanely active. To the point where we actually pulled our whole group and we sat them in the hall. Everybody actually got to experience what me and Billy were experiencing. So, and it was on fire. So you have to go in with the mindset of you got to go in with an open mind, but a respectful mind. Spirits, they can be cat and mouse sometimes. They like to pick, who they want to communicate with sometimes. But I'm telling you, you go in, respectful approach, and, not necessarily looking for something, you're always going to have better results that way. What are you doing, puppy? Yeah. Now you're going to go back out? Okay. Go ahead. In and out, in and out, in and out. But yeah, that to me, I mean, you can have it. You can have it happen at any time of the day there. Sometimes the day is way more active than it is at night there. I've experienced that too. So it's always good to go in just with an open, neutral mind, but have a respect with it. Absolutely incredible activity the last public event. Most active I've ever seen the second floor, and this is at a public event. So you've got to experience one of the public events. They're my favorite, honestly. I love the overnight thing. Don't get me wrong, the private overnights are fun, but the public events, you get JB in there and everybody else. The building is just awesome. You have to come and experience it. It's just one of those places where you can have an experience. I love it. So yeah, those are. I know in October, Brian and Rochelle from Ghost Hunters and Riverbend will be in the house again. They love that building as well. So I'm gonna get the dates and stuff for that, and then do a post about that. So once tickets go on sale for that, definitely want to get down and check that out. I will see y'all there. So now I've got all that kind of, we talked about Old South out of the way. Now it's y'all's turn to talk to me. So if I got anybody that wants to talk, go ahead, pop in the comments. Let's talk. I got a few more minutes. More than a few minutes. Wow, I can't believe I covered all that in less than an hour. Of course, I didn't talk about it the whole way through, every little thing that happened. I was just kind of giving everybody a brief, rundown of what I was experiencing as far as, disembodied voices, shadow figures, apparitions, stuff like that. Pretty much everything you could wish and want into a haunted, experience. That's what I got. And that's what you continue to get at Old South. And the most unique thing about Old South Pittsburgh Hospital is I've never really had the same thing happen every time I've been there. It's almost been different every time. There's been a couple things that were similar. But it's just real. It's got its own vibe. It does what it wants. Very, very cool. I'm down to 3 viewers. I think I bored everybody, but I'm going to bore you forever talking about Old South because that is the best place I've ever investigated. It is my home away from home. That is the location that I love like the most out of every location that I've ever investigated. So I talk about her a lot. Lady O is a very special thing. Down to 2 viewers. Well, I'm going to sit here until people come back on, I guess. Whoever's in the comments, feel free. Let's chat. I got a few minutes. Kind of ran out of stuff to talk about. Hey, Terry. Terry's the only one here. Everybody ditched me. All right. Pause. I'm going to take my nap. Yeah. Damn, everybody just went gone. And it's 10:45 on a Monday night, but still. I'm just chilling then, I guess. Talking to my screen. Talking to Terry. Whoever's out there. I feel bad for the people that are watching this later because, like, nobody's here when it was live. Like, this is me talking you into the future. Am I a time traveler? Don't look behind you. I see you. No. So that being said, trying to keep it kind of amplified. Maybe some more people might join, but probably not, because like I said, it's 10:46 on a Monday night. Uh-oh. I'm going to Walmart at this time of night. Uh-oh. Well, I don't know what we can talk about. I mean, the wheels on the bus go round and round, but still, you know. Yeah. I think I'm gonna end this, y'all. Because, it's dead. Like, everybody just went gone. I guess the Sandman came and sprinkled the sand stuff, and I think it's hit me too because I'm starting to yawn. But, yeah. I'm boring myself, so. That being said, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, listening to me talk again about my most favorite, awesomest, bestest location ever. You got to get out. You got to experience it. So make sure you're following Haunted Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. It's Pittsburgh with a G, not an H, not a GH. It's BURG, not H. So on top of that, that's on Facebook. Also, if you want some merch, like I said in the description, there's a link. Go to www.osphmerch.com. Get all your, spooky needs. Awesome shirts like this. Shout out to Brooke. She always kills it with the designs and stuff. So yeah. And then also follow me on YouTube at Pararealm Encounters. And also follow me on Facebook. That name right there, you'll see me. It's a picture of myself, JB, and Ronnie. That's my profile picture. I had an old profile that I got locked out of, so don't have access to that. Also, find me on Facebook as well at Pararealm Encounters. And yeah, I will see everybody soon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great night, everybody. See y'all soon.